everyone, and welcome to the first TCNJ Art Gallery virtual tour. My name is Isabella, and I'm a senior art history major and gallery intern at TCNJ. Given the need to unexpectedly close the gallery for the rest of the spring 2020 semester, the gallery staff have been working hard to ensure that our content can be accessed remotely. This virtual tour is a way to connect with our first and only exhibit of the semester, Caroline Kent, A Forum Walks Toward You in the Dark. For those who didn't have a chance to visit while these works were on display, or for those who want to learn more about them, this tour will take a brief look around the gallery, highlighting and discussing some of Caroline Kent's works. We'll start with the title of the show, which you're looking at here next to one of Caroline's large-scale paintings. This should give you an idea of the kinds of works we'll be looking at. Caroline is an abstract artist, and besides her large-scale pieces, she also creates mid-sized canvases, sculptures, and smaller paintings on paper. The title of this show, A Forum Walks Toward You in the Dark, was meant to invoke the mystery and intrigue of old black and white movies and foreign films. Caroline wanted visitors to feel like they were walking towards the unknown. So with that in mind, we'll take a look at some more works from the exhibit. These are some of Caroline's earliest works from the beginning of her career. Early on, she gave herself the challenge of creating 100 works on paper in 3 months. What you see here is the result of that project, which Caroline not only completed, but has continued to expand on throughout her career. The 16 works on display in the gallery, 8 on this side of the wall and 8 on the other side, represent only a fraction of what Caroline came to call her archive. These small paintings are a place for her to organize and record her ideas. She can try out different figures and forms before deciding whether or not to transfer them to a larger or different work. As we move throughout the gallery, you might see some familiar shapes, or you might realize that these paintings are totally unique. These are 3 examples of Caroline's large-scale paintings. I say large-scale because they average 6 feet wide by 9 feet tall. At this point, you might have noticed that all of Caroline's paintings begin with the color black. That's a way of subverting the viewer's expectations. Traditionally, a canvas would be painted with white gesso before color was added to it, but here we have canvases that have been prepared with black gesso instead. And the black has the same effect as the title of this show. It represents mystery and the unknown. The colors on top of it seem to be rising out of the darkness and toward the viewer. This is a close-up of one of Caroline's large-scale paintings. It's titled The Shorthand Typist and was created in 2015. You can see the way that Caroline has identified a form, in this case a snake-like geometric pattern, and repeated it throughout the composition. That's the kind of technique that would have been perfected in her archive before it was attempted here. These large-scale paintings have been left unstretched. Traditionally, a canvas would be stretched over a frame before it was displayed, but Caroline wanted these large-scale paintings to seem as if they were floating in space, so the canvases are left loose so that they almost seem to sway against the gallery wall. This is another one of Caroline's paintings from 2015, titled It's Like Magic. Here you can see how interesting her choice of color is. There are pastels, neons, and metallics. That color palette was inspired, in part, by the 2 years she spent in Romania. After Caroline finished her undergraduate degree, she joined the Peace Corps and was stationed in Transylvania. She was there in the years following the collapse of communism, when the population had access to commodities that they hadn't previously been able to attain. One of those was paint, which was suddenly available in a huge variety of colors. People took the opportunity to paint their businesses or houses with unexpected jewel tones. Caroline was really struck by the brightness of those buildings against the darkness of the country's past. And so, when she came back to America and started seriously thinking about her art career, she brought that influence with her. This display was imagined by Caroline before the opening of her exhibit at the gallery. She identified books from the TCNJ library with titles that related to her art and inspirations. Some of those titles were Language of Vision, Sunlight and Shadows, and Night Wonders. These books were displayed on a table in the center of the gallery, which you're looking at here. Visitors were invited to rearrange the books in whatever configuration they'd like, and were challenged to think about the aesthetic meaning of words in different contexts. Caroline's interest in language and translation allows us to view her works on paper in a different way, as a dictionary rather than an archive. We're looking at another large-scale painting, this time from 2018, entitled Procession. If we were in the gallery, I would invite viewers to formulate their own opinion about the formal qualities of this piece and their reaction to it, prompted by the following questions. What color do you see repeated the most? Where is the emphasis or focal point? What emotion or feeling did the artist create? What do you like about this work of art? What would you change about this work of art? Would you display this art in your house? Although we can't discuss these questions together, they're valuable for analyzing any work of art. Feel free to think about them throughout the remainder of the tour, or the next time you come across a piece of art that grabs your attention. These are the remaining 8 works from Caroline's archive, which we viewed at the beginning of the tour. When we looked at those first large-scale paintings, I drew your attention to the snake-like geometric pattern in the shorthand Typist. The 2 paintings in the center of the top row demonstrate what that idea might have looked like in its first incarnation. This is the last stop of the tour, one of Caroline's mid-sized canvases that combines traditional and innovative elements to create a dynamic viewing experience. The painted wall behind the canvas was a new idea that Caroline wanted to try out at the TCNJ Art Gallery. It adds a layer of dimension and color to the painting, which is amplified by the positioning of 2 sculptures on the wall. These 3 elements, the painted wall, the canvas, and the sculptures, create a piece of art that is defined by movement and color. The sculptures exhibit another way in which the forms from Caroline's archive can be realized, as does the geometric pattern of the wall. It leaves the viewer with a succinct understanding of Caroline's techniques and inspirations as an artist. Thank you so much for joining us for our very first virtual tour. We hope to see you in person next semester at the TCNJ Art Gallery. In the meantime, explore more of Caroline's works at carolinekent.com and follow the Art Gallery on social media for more digital art content.